Hi, I'm Dale Jewett, and today we're fortunate to have with us actor, writer, and director Dax Shepard. You may have seen him on TV's Parenthood, but Dax is here today because he's got a brand new movie hitting the theaters on August 24th. The name of the movie is Hit and Run, and while Dax is a star, along with his wife, Kristen Bell,
yes,
Dax's cars are stars of this movie. Why don't you tell us about the Continental?
Well, the two loves of my life are Kristen Bell and the Continental, and I will not tell you which order that is. But yes, I've owned this 1967 Lincoln Continental for about 10 or 11 years, and it drove like all 1967 Lincoln Continentals. It was a gigantic marshmallow that didn't stop and it didn't accelerate, and it was hard, almost impossible to keep it in a lane on the highway. So I took out the 462, put in a 514 Ford Racing crate motor, put mass flow fuel injection on it, put a gear vendor's overdrive, coilover suspension, huge Willwood brakes, you know, racing seats, you know, odometer gauges, you know, it's just, it's basically a NASCAR now with a 67 body on it, yeah.
Awesome. And this is your daily driver?
Yeah, when I go to the set to shoot Parenthood, it's pretty close. It's maybe like a 7-mile trip. I drive that pretty much every day to work. It gets a lot of attention on the lot.
Yeah?
Yeah, when I pull in, it's got a very beautiful growl. You know, it has a huge cam and it really rumbles.
You didn't have any hesitation about putting this car in your movie, this cherished piece of automotive art?
Well, I hope that people will recognize my dedication to this movie. You know, I risked the love of my life in this thing. It does all kinds of stunts, and there was a pretty high likelihood I would have totaled it, but magically we did the entire movie without any vehicles going down. That includes the Corvette and the CTS-V and my race car. Nothing got hurt, shockingly. We deployed some airbags. Some of the cars thought they were in a rollover, even though they weren't. So other than that, it was very smooth sailing.
Talk to me about your race car.
I own a Class 1. It's made by Tatum. It's like a Baja 1000 race car. That car is also 700 horsepower. It has a LS7 that's 12.5 to 1 and, you know, runs only on race fuel. And Mendiola trans, 24 inches of suspension travel. I mean, this vehicle has been jumped over 15 feet in the air, and about 80 feet. I mean, in the movie, we jump it over 2 parked cars and several civilians.
And drive it up the steps of a library.
Yes, which was very, well, this movie was a lot of dreams come true. One of them being, you know, I saw Grease when I was a kid. My brother and I would be on our big wheels pretending we were in the LA River driving on the walls. And by God, I got to drive my off-road race car in the LA River up on the walls. I also drove it down PCH. You know, it's just straight headers coming out the back with this screaming LS7, and I got to just cruise down PCH in LA. And
extra takes for that one.
Yeah. Couldn't quite get it. Had to keep going back. But then, yes, we got, this was great too. We shot at Cal State Northridge in northern Los Angeles, and they have a library that's up several sets of steps, really high off the ground, probably like, I don't know, 50 feet up. And when we went there to location scout, we told the guy walking us around, like, he's telling us where we can film and where we can't. And I said, how do you, what's the policy on driving up these steps? And he said, well, I don't think they're going to be very favorable to that idea. And he said, how much does the car weigh? And I said, that's 2,000 pounds.
Yeah, it's nothing.
It's really 4,400 pounds, but I told him 2,000 pounds. He took it to the board. They approved it somehow. And yeah, I got to drive up and jump a staircase up to the library.
Fantastic.
And I did that, yeah, that we filmed several times. Because that was one of the, we had a crane shot, and those are kind of very hard to coordinate. So we had to do that one multiple times. So I probably jumped that staircase like 9 or 10 times that day.
Well, Dax, you just outed yourself as a real gearhead.
Yes.
Which
for
is
better or worse.
For better or for worse. What car would you love to put in your garage that's not there now?
I need a CTS-V. I want the one from the movie. We have a burgundy one. I really want a white one. Because, you know, we're about to start a family, and I think that you should always have at least 550 horsepower when transporting your loved ones around. In case you don't know. You might have to do some evasive driving. You look in your rearview mirror, there's a DB9 coming at you at 182, and you need to go to 190. These are things we have to have.
And hopefully the Recaro guys make car seats for babies.
Exactly, with a little custom, 2 custom car seats.
That's fantastic. What was your first car, Dax?
I'd like to skip right to the good ones, but the very first one was a '76 Pontiac Catalina with a white Landau top that I bought in northern Michigan for $400. It was on the side of the road. I only had, I had $200 in cash on me. I did a land contract with the guy. Got home, gas tank leaked, ruined my mom's driveway. I wrote him a letter and said, we're going to have to make it $100 I owe you because of the damage to the asphalt. He agreed. So that was my first car. And then I had a series of clunkers in between that. And I eventually got an '84 Mustang GT, which was like by 11th grade, I had it straightened out and took that engine out, rebuilt it, and would drag race that car on grass shit almost every weekend. And then,
well, one final hint for people who want to go see this movie on August 24th. Dax does all his own stunt driving.
This is true. I do 100% of my own driving. Both because I really wanted to, and it was my movie, and I got to do that, and 2, I would have died before I let someone else drive my Lincoln to its edge and beyond.
We know the feeling.
Yeah.
Dax,
it'd be like having someone make out with Kristen the whole movie. It's just, it's a deal breaker for me.
I hear you. Well, thanks a lot for taking some time to visit with us today. I really appreciate that.
Thanks for having me.
You bet.
And I just want to say for the record, anyone visiting Detroit, you must eat Lafayette Coney Island. It's the best hot dog in the world, and this gentleman here got me 2 hot dogs today, and that's about as nice as anything anyone could ever do for another person.
Happy to do it. You're welcome back at Autoweek anytime, and bring the Lincoln.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Hey, this is Dax Shepard. I have a new movie called Hit and Run that comes out August 24th. You can see the trailer here by clicking on the link. Do it.
Catch all the latest auto enthusiast news at Autoweek.com, in Autoweek Magazine and iPad Edition. Talk with us on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter at Autoweek USA.